Yeah, man, thank you very much. I salute your courage for everything you've been doing. I respect you. You said something very striking. You said a country where in their constitution it was intentional. They didn't include anything referendum. They know one day a day like this will come. So they didn't include anything referendum in their constitution so that everybody will be camped in that slave camp. Nobody will have any option to want to leave. And what do we do? Like you said, should us fold our hands, our arms, and stay in the union that we're not supposed to be in? We have to do, like in your previous broadcast, you said we have to make our own history. Other people have made their own history. We have to make our own history. Just like this referendum we're doing now. Russia conducted a referendum in the Donbas area, the Russian-speaking region in Ukraine. They already conducted their own referendum over there. Since the UN is playing politics, they don't want to conduct referendum in that region so that the Russian-speaking Russians can leave Ukraine. They conducted their own referendum. So we have to create our own history. If they say they are not okay with our own referendum, then let the UN come and conduct their own supervised referendum.
On why this referendum is very, very important, the most important thing in our life today is this self-referendum. We are making this history, and we will write this history by ourselves. We will make this history, write the history, tell the story by ourselves. What we are doing now is where there is nothing, we put something there. Biafrans are known for their innovative nature. A lot of history has been made by people, by human beings like you and I. Those histories become the foundation of many international law that guide the universe. Somebody has to take a bold step to make something out of nothing. Somebody has to get up and create something innovative and become innovative, create something, and it comes to existence. You don't sit down and begin to wait for people to bring solutions to your problem. We have waited for long. We have waited for ages. We have paid biggest price of one Nigeria. We have been killed, we have been murdered, we have been butchered by Nigeria-sponsored terrorists in uniforms. We have been annihilated almost by the Nigeria Islamic State. And all we do is to complain, and nobody cares about what happened to us. This has been ongoing for many decades and many ages. And each time you will complain and look for helper, and nobody comes. Today, we have the solution. The worst part of this evil entity called Nigeria is that when you talk, they tell you, go to the National Assembly. When they know actually that Nigeria has been restructured, that National Assembly can never favor you. But ordinarily, it should be a place where the amendment to the law of Nigeria for the benefit of everybody who believes in Nigeria should have been. But because they know it is a very, very dangerous diversity and it has been restructured to favor the Islamic State, they will tell you, representative responsible, hold your politicians responsible. The politician they are telling you to hold responsible has been caged, and they knew how they have caged them. They tell you hold them responsible. Once you do that and they react in accordance to the will of the people, they will put one allegation on their head: corruption. And before you know it, the person will be struggling inside prison. Before you know it, everybody will desert the person. It has happened to many, many people, and those criminals that are now representing them in Biafra land has learned their lesson from what happened to others. So they are easily and ready to dance to their tone. And because they know that these criminals who call themselves politicians are ready to dance to their tone, they will always tell you, complain to them. When you complain to them, they want to preserve their status in Nigeria. They want to save their own dignity if they have any. They want to save their own wealth, ill-gotten wealth, and they will put everything aside. They tell you it is not possible. Only when they will be seeing what other people are doing in other regions. That is it, but it is not possible because they are not representing your interest. Another funny story they tell you is that, oh, you're asking for a referendum. There is no referendum in Nigeria constitution, and you want to live without the possibility of referendum in your constitution. They say, oh, you have people in the National Assembly, let somebody raise the emotion. They know that when somebody raises that emotion, the person will be assassinated. If he's not assassinated, they will render him useless. So nobody dare to raise such a motion in the National Assembly. They tell you, oh, it is not in the Constitution. Why would you not have it in the Constitution? Because it was deliberate act, a deliberate act on the evil entity. But today, we have outsmarted them. The same Nigeria do not understand that in the Charter of Africa, the Charter of, is it the ECOWAS Charter also on human rights, the Article 21, gave that particular right for self-determination. And you can't have a self-determination when you do not have the opportunity for people to choose how they want to live their life with that particular article on self-determination. And because they know that a day will come when Nigerians, those who find themselves in Nigeria area, will be tired and sick. So they think that by removing referendum in constitution, they have outsmarted everybody. Come and do referendum now. Today, we are doing it and we have outsmarted them. And I want every one of you to understand that Biafra government is a legitimate government in exile. It didn't start from us. We are not the first people who have government in exile. The only thing is that we know the right of the government in exile. And that right is what we are exercising to the fullest. Many people don't understand the right of government in exile. We do. I personally understand the right of government in exile. And every right of government in exile, I am going to practice. I am going to make sure that that right is used for the interest of Biafra liberation. I will even invent another right on top of the government in exile, because Nigeria, as a complex country, a very dangerous country, requires a very complex solution. So what we are doing today and what I am doing today as the Prime Minister of Biafra is to make sure that I use every mechanism, both known to international law and those that nobody has ever used, to make sure that I dissolve Nigeria for the restoration of Biafra. And it is going to work. And after this mechanism have worked, Biafra have been declared, restored, many people who wish to have their freedom will also adopt this particular mechanism we are using today, and it will work for them. So when they tell you who have done it before, tell them, if nobody have done it before, we are doing it now. Ask them, have you seen a nation where there is no provision for people to have their democratic right? Have you seen any country where you have a constitution and they know a solution to a futuristic crisis, and they know that the solution could be to have a clause for referendum in the constitution, and they remove it? Tell them, have you seen a country like that? So we will devise a means of solution to our own peculiar problem which we are facing today. And that solution, we have found the solution, we've discovered the solution, and we are applying it to our problems, and it is solving it. It is very, very important that you participate in this referendum that is ongoing. We have had the sit at home for the past 2.5 years, and it will continue. We want to incorporate this sit at home to this referendum. It is gradual thing, step by step. We will tell these people that the brain of Biafrans and brain of those piloting this movement is ahead, 1,000 years ahead of them.
You are welcome to the United States of Biafra Security Administration website, the only approved online portal for Biafra citizens' ID card application and event registration. Click on the register button on the menu list if you are a first-time visitor. Fill in your name, phone number, email, and preferred password to create your user account. Check your email inbox for the account verification link from Biafra Security Administration. Click on the Verify Here Now button in the email to complete the verification process. After verification, log in to your account. Upon login, a pop-up message will ask if you want to access the application forms. Click on Go to see the overview and the privacy statement page. Please read carefully and tap Agree and Submit button to view the online application form page. Choose between two types of application forms: the ID card application form and the non-ID card application form. Ensure you read through the descriptions of each before making your choice. Once you select your application type, the application form will open to you for you to fill. Fill the entire form with accurate information and upload any required documents. To avoid errors, jot down answers to questions on paper before completing the online form. After successful filling the application form, you will be redirected to the Jumio verification page to verify your identity. Ensure the uploaded identity document matches the one used for verification. After successful Jumio verification, proceed to the payment page to make payment for your ID card. Upon successful payment, you will receive email confirmation. Please allow up to 7 days for administrators to review your application and make approval. Ensure all information provided is correct to avoid rejection and account suspension for security reasons. Make sure you comply with directives and guidelines provided throughout the process. Thank you. For your event registration to Finland Convention, kindly click on the Events button on our website menu. This will direct you to the event page. Select the Finland Convention event. You will be taken to the login page. If you have an existing user account, log in with your email and password. Once logged in, access the convention application form. Fill out the form correctly and select your preferred ticket type. Click on the Pay Now button to make payment for your 2024 Finland Convention event tickets. After successfully submitting your application, wait for 7 days for administrators to review and approve your application. Upon approval, your event ticket will be emailed to you. Please ensure that your email address and all other information provided are accurate to avoid any issues with your application. See you all in Lahti, Finland from November 29th to December 3rd, 2024. Biafra, peace, unity, and freedom. Thank you.
They were Biafran people. They were lovers of freedom. Warm greetings from the Biafran Republic government in exile, the de facto government in the homeland, from the Information, Media and Communications Department of BRGIE, ably led by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Egba Njoko. I wish to say a very big thank you to all Biafrans who are doing their bidding to see that Biafra is restored, who are supporting this liberation in all ways possible. Big greetings to Biafrans in Asia and the Middle East, who hosted the Prime Minister and his cabinet, and they did marvelously well. And our children that participated in the children drawing competition, who did well as well. They used visuals and drawings to explain many things. I applaud all of you, and may the good Lord enrich you all with more wisdom and understanding, so that greater opportunities will be given to our children to showcase their talent and to bring out the best in them, which they have not been able to attain in another man's land. This is why we need Biafra. Yes, to our donors who are donating to make sure the watches of Biafra is not right, and that we have every sophistication of weapons at our fingertips. Thank you to all of you, and keep the good work going, because freedom is not given but must be taken, and you all are doing us proud. Every country where Biafrans are domiciled are saddled with the responsibility of coming together to raise funds. It's not time to be drinking wine, drinking whiskey, or throwing party. It's time to come together, raise funds, and channel that funds to the Biafran government in exile. And your ID card is very important. So visit the database website of Biafra Security Administration, and process your ID card, because that is the only document that identifies you as a Biafran anywhere for now. The license offices are very important to all Biafrans wherever they are, because it plays a vital role in representing your interests and your so-called wherever you are, as far as you are not involved in any criminal act. The protection of Biafrans and to guarantee their diplomatic ties and engagement in every country goes through and comes through the license offices. The global representation and the global awareness of the Biafran people and the Biafran government in exile and the restoration and the declaration of Biafra comes in through the license offices. It is through the license offices that you need to carry Biafra, speak to the government of your country of residence, explain things to them. First, you need to be registered and you come out legally instituted in a particular country. And then under that platform, under that umbrella, through that offices, of the license offices, you can now engage the government of the day and speak to them. Let them understand the plight of the people. Let the global awareness push out and let it go. The era of hitting the street and protesting has come and gone. This is era of political diplomacy, where you make use of diplomatic engagement. You don't need to be protesting in the street to speak to the government of the day. You need to use hand to write. You need to use your leg and your voice to go to offices. So if you don't have a license office in your country, or if you're not working on one to see that it is established, there is no intermediary means that you can be connecting to that government of the country in a very amicable way. So this is the importance of you having a license offices in your different countries. So every Biafran must work on this, come together and see how your license offices are established. Now, encourage every Biafran wherever they are not to stand on defense. Go and locate your license offices, locate your license officials, the people of coordinating Biafra in your country that are under the leadership of the BRGIE, heavily led by this Prime Minister that you see behind me, Simon Ekpa. Key into everything that is happening so that they wouldn't be left in the dark. If you're going to Finland, the slot is closing up for the event. When the slot is totally filled up and then you come late, you wouldn't be able to go in because we have a targeted number. That is why you must rush now and do your application and process your event ticket so that you wouldn't be left out when you really want. And if you miss Finland Convention, you're going to miss a lot, because that is where we are going to declare the restoration of that Biafra which Ojukwu, our eternal leader, had declared in 67. We are not going to declare a different Biafra. We are going to restore that Biafra which Ojukwu had declared. So we are going to declare the restoration of that Biafra which he had declared, the United States of Biafra. I salute Biafran people, and it is of great importance that every Biafran must understand that there is a Biafran shop. The Biafran shop is where you go in, you buy anything you want to buy, and in turn you are supporting the liberation. Because when you buy something, you get what you buy. It is shipped to you. Some percentages of what you paid for that product is now accruing into the support of the Biafra liberation. So in proxy, you are supporting the Biafra liberation. So head down to biafrashop.org. Type it on Google. Anywhere you type, you will see it. www.biafrashop.org. Go there. You can as well customize your face on a particular t-shirt or a shoe, or maybe a pamphlet or agenda or pen or book or anything that you want to buy from the shop. If you want the Biafran flag or logo or PM's face or flag, anything that you want, you can as well customize your face. You can as well request that your face should also be printed on the Biafran shop product that you want to buy. So maybe, for example, you see where Ojuku's face will come out. You say you want Ojuku's face to come out on a t-shirt. You want, or maybe on a phone pouch. Maybe you're using iPhone. And then you want the iPhone pouch to come out with faces of the icons of Biafra. Then you want Ojuku's face on it, you click. You want Philip face on it, you click. You want Nnamdi Kanu's face on it, you click. You want Simon Ekpa's face on it, the Prime Minister, you click. You also want your face to appear. You can as well click and then customize, request the Biafra shop to also include your face on the product that you want to receive. It will be customized to you, to your own taste. The price will come out, how much that you're going to pay, and then you pay. You will receive that product well refined with the faces that you have enlisted online, printed and delivered to you. You will be so happy that you got the product that you wanted. So by so doing, you have supported the Biafran liberation with some little quotas of percentages that has gone out from the shopping that you have done on Biafran Shop. So these are ways and manners that you can support the Biafra liberation. Also, you have to also go over to the bankofbiafra.org. On the bankofbiafra.org, you can stake the Biafran coin. You need to have a Trust wallet or you have a MetaMask wallet. Go, the videos are there. If you need help, call us, we will put you through. Go and stake a coin. As you buy USBT, a Gemma coin, you stake. Minimum days to start making earnings is 7 days, that is 1 week. After then, you start making earnings. As you are making earnings, as you are staking, you are helping the Biafran coin to push out, and you are also in proxy, making some profit. Then in turn, you are now supporting the Biafra liberation. So you support Biafra liberation in different ways and manners. Now, if the Biafran government in exile, or if the Biafran people, or if IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, were terrorists or are terrorists, like the slave boys, the slave masters, and the slave stooges, the governors and the senators and the ministers, the commissioners, the traditional rulers, the pastors and the bishops that we have that stood their ground to say that they are declaring their Biafran children and themselves as terrorists because they have collected money from Fulani. If we are terrorists, why will America, why will UK, why will Europe, why will Asia, why will Australia, why will every countries in this world allow us to exist in their countries of residence? Why would they allow us to register our Biafran Republic government in exile and in turn register our Biafra license offices and then have bank accounts where we can domicile the money contributions that we make? And when we are making contributions from every country, transactions are done on PayPal, transactions are done on cryptocurrency, transactions are done on bank accounts, transactions are done on wire transfer, transactions are done on Cash App. Now, when you make payment from your own country online to Biafran gov.org/donate and IPOBUSA.org/donate, the statement of account shows there just the website the way I just call it. So if it was a terrorist group or organization, the government of the day would have sanctioned every of our bank transactions and movements, and they will stop us because it has been proven that we are terrorists. We are domiciled in their country, we are legally staying there, we have residents and we have companies and we have works, and many of us are captains of industries, working in many places in many countries, and we are contributing to the economy of those countries. If we were terrorists, why would those countries accommodate us and allow us to be alive? Have you seen how terrorists are being treated in Hamas? Have you seen how terrorists are being treated in Iran? Have you seen how they are being treated in Yemen? You see how they are acting in Afghanistan, which the Taliban took over. Do you now see how the Boko Haram terrorists and the fallen Islamic Jihadist terrorists in the far north of one Nigeria are behaving? Have you seen such ways and manners of behavior from the Biafran people? No. The governing council of Biafra, you don't see it. You don't see it in the prime minister, you don't see it in his cabinet members, you don't see it in the defense department, you don't see it in individual Biafrans. Our own prerogative is to see that Biafra land is safe and sound, that we protect our women and children and keep them away from the assailants, from cutting their heads off, kidnapping them, butchering women into pieces, and opening their bellies wide, removing their fetus. Now, if the Biafran people were terrorists like the slave boys that we had acclaimed us and then attacked us, we wouldn't have a safe haven wherever we are. A terrorist cannot have instituted government that is fully registered in another man's land. Now we are spreading. The global awareness and the global stage of Biafra is picking up. It is speaking up through you and I in your countries of residence and your commitment, how you are supporting the liberation, how you're making sure that your liaison offices in all countries must be. So it is not only limited to the Western countries. Every African country is also started with the responsibility. If you try to register Biafra license and the immigration of your country or the government of that country does not allow you, relax yourself. The countries that will allow you, we will see them and we will move on. But every Biafran must key into whatever we are doing. Okay, now, we need more funds, we need more guns and bullets to be able to continue to decimate the terrorists that have come to kill our women and children, because the safety and the security of Biafra land is our mandate. God gave birth to us and God gave us the reason to live so that we can be able to subdue what we have and make use of what we have and become what we are supposed to be. So never in our own time are we going to fold our arms to watch and see that our children's heads are chopped off by some people that think that power has been given to them and that they have authority to take human life. No. In our own time, the Biafran government in exile, the de facto in the homeland, the Biafra Defense Forces are doing the needful to see that Biafra land is protected and defended at all costs. That is why the spike in the massacre and genocide and slaughter of babies, children, women, and children ongoing in Biafra, ongoing in one Nigeria, is not skyrocketing in Biafra land. It is not skyrocketing in Biafra land because Biafra land is sealed. The Biafra Defense Forces are doing the needful. They are protecting and defending Biafra land. So that is why it is a no-go area for the terrorists. Anyone that comes in, they must be cut off. We don't treat cancer, so we don't need to treat the terrorists. What we do is that we cut them off. Our own is to do clearing and forwarding. We clear you, then we forward you to Chukwokike. When you get to Chukwokike, the God of creation, he will decide the kind of custom dispatch that is going to give you, whether you have to pay 100 trillion naira to get dispatch or whether you have to pay 50 trillion naira. But our own is to do the clearing and forwarding. We forward you to Chukwokike. Chukwokike will now go and take care of you and decide your fate. So every Biafran must continue to do the needful. Now, Biafrans must disregard in a matter of urgency and seriousness
The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So Bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the sabotua together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra? The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. This particular sit at home, I told you people, will be the beginning of the liberation of Biafra. You see, the actions, the activities of Biafrans in this sit at home have gathered all the sabos together, all the sabotua together, and we defeated them. Bam! It is mysterious. How many of you will ever believe in this life that everybody will gang up against Biafra?
Thank you, and welcome back. Biafrans need to disregard and ignore the IPOB Nigeria. IPOB Nigeria does not speak for the Biafran people. They speak for the Nigerian government. They have been planted in Biafra circle for years. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not go forward, because they planted them inside his Directorate of State's IPOB circle for years, because they knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a dream to restore Biafra. So one Nigeria had to plant some IPOB Nigeria inside the circle, which they use to drag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu backward from ages to ages. So no communication coming from them should you take serious. You see, they gave one Nigeria their memo, the way that they had directed them to write it, to come out and make noise and tell you that they are declaring sit at home for 30th of May, Remembrance Day, a memorable month, a memorable week, a memorable day of the Biafran people, which we have always honored the past heroes of Biafra that have been massacred and those that have been butchered and slaughtered in the faith of Biafra. And even those that did not shout Biafra that have been slaughtered. As far as you are a Biafran, we honor your existence. That is why we always observe a minute of silence to all of us. This is the same IPOB Nigeria that cancelled the sit at home, or the Memorial Day of remembering Biafrans that were massacred. Was it last year or a year before last? Why did they do so? They did so because it is the mandate that one Nigeria had given to them. I think that was last year. And we came out and said, no, you cannot speak for the Biafran people. You cannot denigrate. You cannot denigrate the existence of the Biafran people, the Biafrans that have been slaughtered. Nigerian government made June 11 a memorable day for one Nigeria. Have they asked you what happened in the June 11? That they make it a memorable day for themselves? Nigerian government also made 1st October a memorable day. Have you asked yourself why they are celebrating the 1st October? You were massacred for one Nigeria to be one. And then they celebrate it as a Remembrance Day of how you were massacred, how you were slaughtered. June 11 is celebrated for the reason. So, in what way have they honored or tried to make peace and amends with the dead bodies of Biafrans that have been slaughtered in uncountable ways and manners? None. So we have foolish leaders and rulers who cannot ask for anything good to benefit their children and their generations, because they have all collected money from the Nigerian government. And so their eyes are fixated on money, money, money. So these are the same people in Nigeria that said they cancelled the Memorial Day of Biafrans that were slaughtered. We look at them and say, oh, it is very clear now that you were not working for Biafra. And this time they have come to also seek relevance. So they don't speak for the Biafran people, they speak for IPOB Nigeria. They speak for the Nigerian government, because Nigerian government have devised another circle that they now call them IPOB Nigeria, using them to work against the real cause of Biafra, which the government of Biafra are piloting. So where you should listen to, the information you should carry is the sit at home to mark the ending of the first phase of the voting, the self-referendum voting of the Biafran people, in collaboration and in solidarity with the Memorial Day and the memorable day and week of Biafrans that have been slaughtered and that have died in the cause of this liberation. Here is the memo. It is only the Prime Minister of the Biafran government, Biafran Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, that speaks for the Biafran people. So Biafrans, I know, and I heard many of you say you are getting divergent messages from DOS because you're still listening to them. So now, the days of the Statum are here stipulated. 29th of May, 30th of May, and 31st of May. This is what you should listen to, and this is what you should take from. You see the person that is the Prime Minister there, the person that signed this memo, okay, that is the Prime Minister of the Biafran people. Disregard anything that is coming from IPOB Nigeria that call themselves DOAs or Directorate of State or nonsense. Now, very soon and in no time, all of you will have the satellite TV and satellite radio available in all your provinces and communities, villages and regions. Like I had advocated before, I said, do well to provide your families finger battery radios, because you may not be opportune to have electricity to watch television and to hear our voices on television or see our faces. So what you will be seeing on the Voice of Biafra television channel is what you will be hearing on Voice of Biafra FM radio channel. When you tune into the radio, you'll be hearing our voice and every announcement and things that are coming out from the Prime Minister and his government. So with a finger battery radio, you can listen to us anywhere you go. And when the battery discharges, you can easily get another new battery that is affordable at a very cheap price. Since you cannot afford generator, since you cannot afford solar panel, since you cannot afford fuel, since you cannot afford the electricity that is not available in one Nigeria, you can afford the finger battery that goes into a small radio, and then you can hear us loud and clear. So listen very well and follow up. Do not be misguided. The only person that speaks for the Biafran people is the Prime Minister, and that is myself, but this very man that you see beside me, so, or behind me, that very man that you're seeing, that is the Prime Minister, and that is the only man that speaks for the Biafran people. Now, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, he is the Prime Minister. He was the spokesperson, and now he's the prime minister. He has catapulted the Biafran people into a government. He has set up a government, and now Biafran people are not just a mere organization. Biafran people are what? A government that has been formed and well instituted and legally backed up. So when you see the Biafra Liberation Army engage the Nigerian terrorist government, and they are afraid to come out and pronounce it that the Biafra Republic government in exile army, the defense forces, and the armed wing are engaging them, they know what they are doing, because they know when they open their mouth and say it, they have validated us through their own mouth. So they are afraid to open their mouth to say it, so that they wouldn't say, oh, you have validated the emerging nation government that has come to be, and you are already bowing down to it. They are already bowing down to it, because Musa, who is the chief of defense staff of One Nigeria, is already bowing down to the government of Biafra under the leadership of Simon Ekpa. He has been crying on a daily basis on all international media houses, the Senate chambers, and One Nigerian government, where he cries and tells the entire world that Simon Ekpa is taking over the airspace. Simon Ekpa is not staying in Finland and taking over the airspace. Simon Ekpa has a government. That government is the government that Biafran people adopt and support so much. Simon Ekpa is the leader of that government. Simon Ekpa is the leader and commander-in-chief of that very army, which is situated in Biafra land. So when you're shouting Simon Ekpa has taken over the airspace, don't just say Simon Ekpa has taken over the airspace, because at times it sounds like you are very stupid. How can Simon Ekpa be in Finland and he's taking over the airspace? Did he use his spirit, or he will invoke himself into Biafra land and take over the airspace? Say it very well, that the Biafra Defense Forces, the armed wing, the defense forces of Biafran government in exile, that is ably led by Simon Ekpa, are taking over the airspace. Don't say Simon Ekpa. Hi, Momo people. Because when you say Simon Ekpa, even the journalists will ask you, how Simon Ekpa, we see him in Finland every day. How is he now standing in Biafra land and then taking over the airspace? Is it that he will live in Finland today? Tomorrow, when he wants to take over the airspace, he will disappear in Finland and then appear in Biafra land and then take over the space? Is it the journalists that are always granting you people interview are so idiotic that they cannot even reason well to ask you pertinent questions that you will crack your brain and then you wouldn't have something to say? Simon is in Finland. Yes. But the men and women that are defending motherland are in motherland. They are the ones taking over your space. But they are being supervised by Simon. So you just go and start calling Simon. You want to say Simon is saying, if maybe that is even why the European Union and the Finland ambassador and the German chancellor was even laughing at you people. How can you say that Simon is taking over your airspace in Nigeria, but yet Simon is in Finland? If Simon is in Biafra land, you say Simon is in Biafra land, he's taking over my airspace. But Simon is not in Biafra land, he's in Finland. And then you say Simon is taking over my airspace. Hey! Hello, Mero. Anyway, at times English, they cause problems because they did not allow us to speak our languages. They preferred we should speak English and we should say it the way they teach us so that we cannot reason. We will only take it and adopt it the way they tell us that. When they tell us that A means A, B means B, so we just come and adopt it like that. A means A, B means B. We don't have to reason to go and think, how can A means A? How can B means B? But because it is the standard that has been set up, it's the way it was given to you. They say, take it like that. Do not reason about it. Just take it like that, read it like that, and go like that. So that is why when you come out and say, Simon is taking over my airspace, but Simon is in Finland. Say it very well, that the Biafra Liberation Army of the government of Biafra, whom Simon is the prime minister, He's taking over that space from you. And somebody is supervising them. Then somebody will understand and say, hey, okay, I understand. Now I understand, because I was wondering, how can someone take over the space when you say in there for Finland? So this is why some of you are being taken for a fool. So the voting continues, and now the new link of the voting, starting over the weekend, which the Prime Minister published, you don't need to upload your photo while you're casting your vote again. And the voting system now is more simplified, because as we are entering into the second phase of the voting, we need to make it more simplified so that it wouldn't seem too rigid anymore. So now you just need to tap, you accept, yes, your name, yes, your country of residence, your state in Biafra land. I think you don't even need your phone number, sir. You submit, you accept, you're casting your vote, you are a Biafran, yes, okay. Submit, I support the Biafran referendum and I approve. You click, bap, 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 you go. Submit, you have submitted. But your email must be registered for it to go through. So if you're having any problems sorting out your voting, there are numbers that have been published. You can contact those numbers, which are in the voting database, helplines. They can put you through in any doubt that you have. You can also reach out to the media team, then we can forward you to those helpline numbers. So, Biafran people, remember our convention declaration is on the 2nd of December, where we will break the camel's highest back. And then, do not think it will be very, very easy after we declare Biafra in 2nd December. That is when we need more of your support and commitment than ever. Now, I want us to see something. You see this? This is the Mburumiri and the slave boys. Unless they say, Igbo will not apologize for the murder of Ahmadu Bello and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. So we are calling on the Fulanis, Islamic Jihadists, Caliphates, and the oligarchs, that they should come and look at these Iwanyahu and these Oanese Mburumiri boys, these their slave boys, so, which they have used them for the past decades to do what? I think, is it up to a decade? They've used them. Wait, so, I know, say, my own language is not English. So, when I speak the one way I know they show, I go ask the people where carry the English curriculum. Okay. I think I speak this one well, so that tomorrow I not go say I don't speak it well. For the past decades, this Oanese Mburumiri that you see here that was formed has been used to bastardize and to enslave the existence of the Biafran people, most especially the Igbo youth. Yes. This is something that was set up to have been a body that will connect for resolutions and reamendments and ratification and which other grammar should I even use? Restitution, and to see the inclusiveness and how we can liaise with the Islamic Jihadist terrorist government of one Nigeria, to see the way and manner and the going forward of the well-being of the Biafran people, predominantly the Igbo race. But these people that you see here, these Oanese, they have become the highest stooges that we have come to have. Now, before this other one came to be, this is what you had before. You see this one here? For those of you that can read what is on the screen, and for those of you that cannot see it, I'm going to read it for you. Give me some minutes or some seconds. Let me highlight it very well so that I'll read it for you to understand the evil that these people are. Now, these people you see here, the former president of the Oanese Ndibo, Ambassador George Obiozo, was elected by who? Meyeti Allah, the Fulani Socio-Cultural Association, National Headquarter Movement. So Obioso was nominated by the Fulanis to become the President General so that they can continue to plague the existence of Ndibos, so that they can continue to destroy the livelihood of Ndibo, the youth, the aspirations and their dreams, so that the going out and coming in will be totally jeopardized and destroyed. So that whenever you speak Biafra, these people will sit on top of it and quench the fire and destroy it. So that they will be giving them money and they will use it to destroy. If you read what is written there, they say, we bring you warm greetings from the Fulani nation. Can you see that? Can you write a letter in one Nigeria and address it and say, we bring you warm greetings from the Igbo nation in Nigeria? And they say, and we acknowledge your spirited effort in stemming the tide of secession. In stemming the tide of secession and division being championed by some misguided Igbo youth. Now, do you now understand why they brought them in? Fulani prepared them and then brought Wanese and Ndibo. And since then, they have been making sure they sponsor them. They are the one that will nominate who will be the president of Wanese and Ndibo. And when they nominate, they push them to you people, and you will accept them wholeheartedly. They say, we acknowledge your spirited effort in stemming the tide of secession and division being championed by some misguided Igbo youth. Do you get the point? Aha! So, Wanese had to become slaves and stooges of the Fulani. This made them to become their boys, made them to become their slaves, so that they can help them in making sure that Biafra will not come. So that they can help them in making sure they continue to bring more Fulani terrorists, Islamic jihadists, into Biafra land, so that they can be killing your women and children, and be cutting off heads in the name of uniting one Nigeria. This is why you had a Nyawodo who said, if you want to pursue Fulani terrorist man out of Igbo land, that you will first kill him first. That he will prefer to be a Sabo protecting a Fulani man and to allow you to kill a Fulani man. And when you kill one cow of a Fulani terrorist man that have killed your women and children, that you're going to pay big money for killing them in reprisal, because you don't just go and kill somebody for nothing. You only go and kill someone that has killed your women and children. You have to pay them back with the same coin on the other side of that coin. But with that same coin which they use to pay you, you have to use it the other side to pay them back. So Fulani started using all the Oanes and Burumiris, the same way that you have seen this letter that Fulanis is. It is best that we start reading this letter to you now, because it has been there since 2020. There has been MOU also, Memorandum of Understanding letters, which this same Fulanis sent to all the governors of the South, starting from those from the West, the Yoruba land, to all the other governors in the so-called South and Niger Delta and the East, all of them, which was for them to bow down and give them lands and avenues for them to bring in their Fulani terrorists into the land. Then they promised them that they will sponsor their campaign and sponsor their elections and positions into authority. They will make sure they rig them into positions of power, that they will get to the position that they want to be, and they will remain there. Yes. But all they have to do is to make sure they give them lands for the invasion of the Islamic jihadist terrorists, Fulanis. So it is not just Wanese own that you're seeing here. The same thing is applying to all the southern governors who fell for this trap because of their love for political gain, their love for political position, their love for political will and power and where they want to be, because they know the money that is involved when they get into power, how they will be able to embezzle so much money. So reading from the first paragraph of this nomination letter, which Fulani are the ones that nominate and makes and appoint who is your Ohaneze president for you, you can understand the main reason why they will support them. And you can understand the reason why Ohaneze Ndibo placed 650,000 bounty on the head of the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, so that he will be kidnapped and then given to the Fulanis. Why? Because they have a deal. They have a promise. They have a contract with the Fulani Islamic Jihadist terrorists. Now let me see if I can see where they, okay, this is the one of 500,000. Just a second, let me refresh. Here now is the one of 500,000 bounty on the Prime Minister's head. Then later you saw another one of 100, another one of 50. So at the end of the day, the bounty price tag which they put on the head of our Prime Minister was totaling $650,000. So you may be wondering, why will Ohaneze do something like this? Ohaneze do something like this because of their commitment with the Fulani terrorists. This is why I am telling you today that I'm calling on the Fulani Islamic Jihadist Caliphates that they should remember and see that these Ohaneze and Igbo, their slave boys, are beginning to betray them. When this one, Iwanyawu now, is writing this nonsense, that Igbos will not apologize for the murder of Ahmadu Bello and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Our work now is to see that anyway these morons, anyway these slave masters, anyway these stooges are trying to run to, where they want to go and run and hide, we will drag their nyash out. We will drag their faces out. Those Fulani terrorists that have been working with them when they placed bounty of $650,000 on the head of our Prime Minister, we want you people not to sleep. We want people to wake up now and look for these, your Ohaneze boys, which you use them to place bounty on the head of our Prime Minister. Because before they placed this bounty, there was a commitment, there was an agreement between them and the Fulani Caliphate and their oligarchs. So, Fulani terrorists and the Caliphate and their jihadist conglomerate wake up and look for all the Ohaneze Ndibo criminals, which you people had worked together, which you people have had deals with. They must come and apologize, so they can never say they will not apologize. No, they must come and apologize. Yes. We want people to go and apologize so that you people will not see your road and will not see your legs in Biafra land again. Because you are not speaking for the Igbos, you're not speaking for the Igbo youth, you are speaking for yourselves. So what you started, you have to go and finish it. Go and finish it because you had agreement with the Fulanis. Part of that agreement was to see the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you people made it to happen. Part of that agreement was to see that Obi was brought in and the freedom of the Biafran people was truncated during the fraudulent elections, because most of you do not know and understand the role that every Biafran would have played in synchronym when the entirety of Biafrans would have shut down the 2023 elections. There will be nothing like one person going to the polling unit. Everywhere will be totally shut down. But because of these slave masters that you call Ohaneze, the governors and the senators and ministers, you were able to see like 4,000 or 4 million going to cast vote in the entirety of Biafra land. It's a shame that when you added the entire Biafra land, you add the South-South, as they call it, you add the Niger Delta, you add the Southeast, it was just 4 million people that casted vote. Yet you say that we are over 70 million Biafrans. But it is just 4 million that went to cast vote. Where are the remaining ones? Why did they turn back? So we are calling on these Fulani terrorist people that they should go back and remember the agreement that they had with Owanese. Even if Iwanyan is coming back tomorrow to write another letter and say we are not going to apologize. No, we want you people to, Fulani terrorists, we want people to wake up, to go and look for all the Iwanyan groups and their boys, all their gangs that you people had meeting with, to the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and to the placing of bounty on the head of our Prime Minister. We want you not to allow these your slave boys to sleep. Go and look for them. Go and look for these your slave boys. You hear me so? Honestly, they are your slave boys. They are the stooges that you are using in Biafra land, in line with the IPOB Nigeria. So, remembering this memo that you people wrote and had with them, do not let them to go, because the first paragraph of this memo said, when you nominated and elected Obioso to be the President General, it was to make sure that the effort in stemming the tide of secession and division being championed by some misguided Igbo youth. So, as you're talking, so you were talking about Biafra, because it was only Biafrans that were talking about what? The separation and the division of the contraption called One Nigeria that has contract everyone and destroyed the lives of people for years. Then you went on to say, we are aware that your tenure as the President General of Ohanese Ndigbo will come to an end in the next few months, 5 months. We have also taken cognizance of the fact that it is the turn of Imo State to produce your successor. In view of that, we are closely in touch with Governor Usodimma, and he has accepted our choice candidate, Ambassador George Obioso. You see how they are rolling. With Ambassador Obioso, we can be confident, that our interest, which is the protection of over 100,000 Fulani Islamic Jihadist terrorist herdsmen, is assured. As a corollary to this, we have forwarded your name to the presidency for immediate appointment upon the expiration of your tenure. Hi, hello, Meru. So when you see that Ohanese is coming back to place 650,000 bounty on the head of our Prime Minister, this is where it all started. And many more. This thing went behind the scene in August 26, 2020. Then, ESN was launched in, was it December or October, thereabout, in 2020? Then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped when? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in June 2021. So, the preparation of this letter here, the appointment of Ohanese president by the Fulani Caliphate, worked out the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after the launching and the unveiling of ESN to protect our lands. So Fulani terrorists had to look for the people that will be useful in making sure that they will kill you first, they will rape your women and children second, they will slaughter and cut off heads and take over your lands. Then anybody that is rising up against that, which was ESN, which was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will still use the Ohanese Ndigbo, they will use Oblezu Odimma, they will use all the governors and senators and ministers and government of the East that are serving the interests of one Nigeria to enmask the killing and the abduction and the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they started this in August 26, 2020. And then when ESN came in the end of the year 2020, they started now working. After 2020, then in 2021, Ohaneze had already made plans and everything well for the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with the governors and senators, all of them. That is why after the kidnap, they now transferred another duty to them that you must now go for Simon Ekpa. They now came out and placed bounty on the head of Simon Ekpa and said Simon Ekpa must be killed. We are placing $650,000 total on the head of Simon Ekpa. So I want Biafran people to understand where and how and the reason why we say Fulani terrorists must not allow these Ohanezes, Mburumiri, to go scot-free. They must go back and apologize and kneel down to those Fulanis the way they had knelt down and had the agreement with them when they were planning the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and when they were planning the kidnap of our Supreme Prime Minister, the great finisher, the only man that has come to do what no man could do after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So this nonsense here on the screen, that they are not going to apologize, they must go and apologize. And they are not going to go and apologize on behalf of Ndibo. They are going to go and apologize on behalf of their Ohanese criminal gangs that have masterminded the killings, the massacre, the genocide of Biafrans, both children, babies, women, and men, and pregnant women. And also because they have worked out the killing of our supreme leader. They kidnapped him, they tortured him, they wanted to kill him. They killed him, and then God revived him back again and brought back life into him. Today, he's still alive, kicking in their detention. When they saw that they had killed him and then he passed out, and then after a few days, he came back alive, he was still breathing. They were surprised and said, this man never died. They now say, okay, bring his dead body like that into Nigeria. They brought him blindfolded in chains. So, Ohaneze will have to go and beg and plead and apologize to their Fulani. So, Fulani terrorists and the Caliphate and oligarchies, we are telling you not to allow this Ohaneze to go scot-free. To not let them go scot-free. They must come and apologize and pay and dispatch or discharge their own side of the bargain, because you people had agreement and you people paid them off. And today, IPOB, which they wanted to kill and they proscribed, they have a government now. And that government is waxing very strong. The government that they wanted to destroy, they have not been able to destroy it. That government is waxing very, very strong today. So, Ohaneze have failed you people, Fulani terrorist caliphate. So you have to go and hold them. This apology they said they will not give, they have to give this apology. They have to come and give it to you people. Because at the end of the day, when they come and give you people this apology, begging you people that they, Ohaneze, have betrayed you, we will now package them with their legs and send them back to Kafanchan. They will come back and stay with you guys there. Because we don't want devils incarnate in Biafra land. Now, do you now understand the reason why they place 650,000 bounty on my Simon Ekpa's head from that memo that we read? Because it is Fulanese, Meeti Allah, that is controlling the Ohaneze. It is the same Fulanese that controls the Ohaneze when they place bounty on the head of our supreme leader. It is the same Fulani that controls the Ohaneze that they harness the kidnap of our supreme leader. The same Fulani that controls these people and the governors that they are killing our women and children, which necessitated the formation of ESN in the first place. It is because of this Ohanese that Biafra has not come to be. It is because of this Ohanese that has been standing on the way and looking for a way to kill us, or that we have not gotten to where we wanted to be. Now, to refresh your memory, because we keep everything in this media, I want people to look at this one. No, first, before you look at this one, listen to this one first. Listen to this one. Listen.
If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Oluzon, it is not correct. Wicked politicians are sponsoring the killings in Olu. Last week in Oberuru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died. Not one PDP man, his house has been attacked or burnt. So it is very clear to me that these people are after APC. I am sorry for those who will come in a very naked daylight. I want to be after government. Only a weak government can allow that. It is my hope that the people who are doing this will use the period of Easter and they repent. If they don't repent, government will come all out. I have decided to say this because the people behind this are also carrying the blackmail. They are the ones that will kill. They are the ones that will come out to blame government. They think we don't know what they're doing. I think their cup is now full. And killing of innocent people must stop in Imo State.
Now, you heard that very well, right? That one does not need an explanation now. That is how they are using the lives of Biafran youth for their political competition. So they use it to play politics, kill them, maim them, destroy them, while they are shaking and checking who is more powerful in power. So when they are telling you insecurity, you should understand that they are the ones behind the insecurity. What we, the government of Biafra, are doing is to see that we stop what they are doing so that they don't use our children as the scapegoat and the sacrificial lambs for their political aggrandizement. That is what we are doing. So when we are stopping them, they don't come and start shouting, insecurity, insecurity, insecurity. They created it. And because we don't want it to continue so that our children will not be dying every day and their mothers will be coming back to, well, we have to devise something to do to stop them. Now, over 490 of you are watching there. Are you hitting the like button and sharing the program so that others can get the notification? You know that all the social media handles are stalking our publications now because they have seen that Biafra is everywhere. So they try to sanction the feed so that people will not see and know when we are live. So do well to hit the like button, the love button, the share, retweet and repost. Share so that other people can get reached to the program. Now, listen to another Ohanese, Ewu Ye, because all of them are Ewu. Anybody that is against the existence of different people, they are all Ewus.
In God's gift to us, and we make sure that we respect every group. The unexpected may happen soon, or the sagacious, deep-thinking, expert legalist Yoruba group are very close to exit from Nigeria. And when they nullify the imposed amalgamation fraud, exit from Nigeria will be free to all. Not even South Middle Belt Group, which has 4 zones out of 6, is thinking of staying back. Indeed, Yoruba and the Igbo are the most stupid of our peoples. They are really the problem of Nigeria. It is the choice of enmity that keeps Nigeria down.
I was wondering how you want me to address this one. Did you hear what he said? That the Yoruba youth and the Igbo youth are the problems of Nigeria. And then he told you there is another part. If I play another part, you will hear him tell you that he loves the talent of the Fulanis and he wants them to be reintegrated for them to come and live with them. Because he wants the talent of the Fulani terrorists to continue to work every day. And what is the talent of the Fulanis? And the talent of the Fulanis are what? The kidnapping, the jihadists, the takeover, the conquest, and the cutting off of heads of babies, and doing all that they want. The jihad. And he told you that you, as a Biafran youth and Oduduwa youth, that you are the main problem. That the Fulani terrorists are no problems. Do you now understand why I say that they must go and apologize to this their Fulani Ogas them, this their Caliphate, which they work together? Because they had agreements. Before you hear an elder statesman with gray hair at his own age open his mouth to utter that nonsense that they just uttered now, you should understand that there was something going on. Before you had these people come together to place a bounty on the head of our prime minister, before you had these people come together to plan the kidnap of Martin Amdekano, to plan the decimation of the ESN, to plan how to destroy the Biafran youth, you hear him take his stand and tell you that the unexpected may happen and it is drawing closer. But yet, because they had collected money, because they had this memo here, because they gave them a mandate, they appointed and put them in power, they gave them the interest and the power to see that secession that is championed to divide Nigeria by some youth should not happen, because they are giving them a mandate. That is why you can hear him speak the way he just spoke now. So when you listen to these very people, at times you may be crying and say, God, how did these people happen to us? So this is why this message is that they must not run away from what they created. Yes, these people, they cannot run away from what they created. They must go and apologize to this, their Fulani Caliphate. Yes, they must go and apologize to their Fulani Caliphate. As Ohaneze, not as Igbo. No. As Ohaneze, because they had a plan, they had agreement, they had a deal with these people. Part of that deal was the kidnap of Martin Amdekano. Part of that deal was this that you see on the screen, which they gave them a mandate to see that they destroy Martin Amdekano, they destroy IPOB, they destroy the Biafran people. They destroy everything that speaks Biafra. But continue to do what? To push the Fulani Islamic Jihadists to stand. Now, the question you should ask now is, where is this George Obioso today? And where is this other man that I just played his video now? Where is he? Where is this one here now? Where is this man here now? Where is this man here now? Where is this man? Where is this man here now? That's the question you should be asking. Where is Josh Obioso? Where is this man here now that told you that the Biafran people, the Duduwa youth are the problem, but the Fulanis doesn't have problem, that it's better they leave the Fulanis with their talents to endeavor and to have a winning field where they can continue to kill and maim and massacre and slaughter. Where are they today? They are no more, right? Have you asked yourself the question why they are no more? They are no more because their hands were stained, because they had connived and collected money to kill the children of Biafra. When you look at this memo speaks a lot. When you look at this memo speaks a lot. That they are appointing the president of Aneze so that they will come and stem the tide against secession, against the youth that are seeking the division and the breakup of the country, the contraption. So they have to give them every support in their political, in their appointment, and in their pocket, wherever they are going. That is why they could boldly come out and then place a bounty on the head of our Prime Minister. Espera, un minute, favor. So when you see these people placing bounty on the head of the Prime Minister, you should understand how it came. So when you see this thing on the screen, it started from here. Started from here. When you see the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it started from here. Anything that you see that is happening in Biafra land, it started from here. This had happened before the unveiling of ESN. Yes, ESN was unveiled in the end of the year of 2020. But this, their memo here, was in August. So they had planned this long before August, before they later released this memo. So when you now saw that MNK was kidnapped in 2021 June, you now saw that we launched ESN in the end of 2020, and then you now saw another one coming out again where they say Simon Ekpa must also be kidnapped by Oaneze, pronouncing it, not the Fulani. So the Fulani had already prepared them and put them there for a reason. So their own was just for them to stand and then carry out the work that the Fulanis gave them. So at this very point where they are not delivering, they cannot come out to deny the fact that they have been working with them. They cannot come out to say they will not go and apologize. No, they should not even be using Ahmadu Bello and Abubakar as the issue, the case study here. They should say it very well that they will not go and apologize to the Fulanis for betraying them and betraying our people and not discharging the duties which they had signed with the Fulanis. Because part of it was, you kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you destroy ESN, you destroy the Biafran people, you destroy Simon Ekpa, you destroy anything Biafra, don't allow it to come on. If some of you did not see it, let me read for you. I'm reading it for you now. If you did not see it, look at the first paragraph from this paper on the screen. The first paragraph says, "We bring you warm greetings from the Fulani nation, and we acknowledge your spirited effort in stemming the tide of secession and division being championed by some misguided Igbo youth." Do you now understand? Okay. Then when you come down, you now come to hear that we have also taken cognizance with the fact that it is the turn of Imo State to produce a successor. So in view of that, we are closely in touch with Governor Hope Uzodimma, and he has accepted our choice of candidate, Ambassador Josh Obioso. With Ambassador Josh Obioso, we can be confident that our interest, which is the protection of over 100,000 Fulani Islamic jihadists, terrorist herdsmen, is assured. Did you see that? And these over 100,000 Fulani Islamic Jihadist terrorist herdsmen had to come and kill Biafran people. But yet, Ohanese signed MOU with the Fulanis to protect the interests of these Fulani terrorists that are coming into Biafra land. And Hopeless Solima and all the governors, senators, and ministers, they all work together. And they did not stop there. They tell you that they have sealed this memo by sending it to the presidency. Which presidency was this? This was Buhari presidency. They're telling you that Buhari has already seen this and is signing it, and it is what? It is on point. Do you understand the point now? So tell the Many president that they must not run away from going to apologize to their Fulani Caliphate and their masters, because what they bargain, what they work together, they must pay off. Yes. So they cannot run away from it. The Biafran government in exile wants to see them leave Biafra land to go and dine with those terrorists which they sold their brothers to, so that they will be very, very comfortable there. Because their legs are not needed in Biafra land, and they are not going there to speak for the Biafran people. When they were doing this thing that you see here, they were not doing it for the Biafran people. They were doing it for the Fulani interests and their political interests. Yes. When they placed bounty on the head of the prime minister, they did not do it for the Biafran people. They did it for the interests of the Fulani terrorists and for their political gains. So now, they are not in any way going to go and apologize to the Fulanis on behalf of the Igbo youth or the Biafran people. No, they are going to go and apologize and to continue their bidding and their game together as Ohanese and Igbo for their political gain. So whatever the Fulanis do to them, they should do to them very, very well. Yes, they should do to them very, very well. We are looking for a way of seeing all these Ohanese smelly, potty belly idiots that are fooling our land. We want them to be cleansed out of Biafra land, because they have caused us pain. They have caused us pain. This is part of the pain that they have caused us. Look at it here. From this memo on the screen, they have caused the Biafran people pains, pains and pains and pains. And so they deserve to be taken out by the Fulanis terrorists, which they plan it all together. They plan the destruction of ESN. They plan the destruction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They killed him, but God brought him back alive, and today he's still alive. They kidnapped him. They engaged in international kidnapping. They did it all. It was not enough for them. They now came and placed $650,000 bounty on the head of the prime minister. It was not enough to them. Today, they are still fighting to kill and to destroy the Biafra Liberation Army, because the mandate that the Fulanis gave them was to see that they don't allow those championing the division and the breakup of one Nigeria to take place. So that was the mandate that was given to these people. So when you saw this one here telling you that the Biafran youth are the problems, the Igbo youth, the Oduduwa youth are the problems of Nigeria, you should understand where it was coming from. They were all talking in tone and in line with the memo and the agreements which they had all signed prior to the time that they wanted to destroy ESN, they wanted to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They placed bounty on the head of Simon Ekpa, over $650,000, and they are still working with the terrorists today to see that Biafra does not come. So, but the shameful part of it is that, where is this Okwadike now? Where is this Okpadike, Emudike, Mumudike now? Where is the same Obioso today? Because as you soak your hand in something and you want to destroy Biafra, that thing is going to destroy you first. You don't fight Biafra and go just like that. No. As you betray Biafra, you will get the wrath of Biafra. So all of them are being haunted, and the worst is yet to come to Ohanese. I salute Biafran people. Remember, 29, 30th, and 31st of May is the sit at home. Visit Biafra shop, continue casting your vote, and go and stake USBT on the on the bank of Biafra.org. And go and also apply for your ID card. Go and also apply for your ticket of the convention to Finland. Get yourself prepared and stay in wait. Follow up everything. Key into your license offices in your countries of residence and make sure your license office stand, because that is the global awareness that you are going to be doing with your license offices in your countries to those countries. For example, Nigerian embassy is not available in all countries, but we are making sure that Biafra license offices will be available in all countries. So by the time the Nigerian government, Islamic Jihadist terrorists sit and wake up and see that license office of Biafra is situated in a country that they themselves cannot establish their own embassy to represent the interests of their people that carry their passport, their stupid and useless passport, they will now understand what we have done. So we are calling on all Biafrans that you key in, wake up and do the needful, because Biafra is here. We need all your support financially, prayerfully, socially, mentally, and otherwise. Airborne to the Biafran people, airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces, airborne to the United States of Biafra, and airborne to the Prime Minister, airborne to the Supreme Leader, airborne to the Eternal Leader, airborne to the former President of Biafra. Biafran people, peace, unity, progress, and equity. They will not change again.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious.